Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM22 story, The Head Coach, with me, Daniel. We're back for part 52 today, and I've had to come back as early as possible because you wouldn't believe what's happening here. We have had the ultimate new manager bounce, and I can't quite explain the results we've had, and I certainly can't explain the performances. We're back after an international break. We've played Everton and won it. But we've done the dreaded thing now. We were on a good form, we've turned off the game, we've had a night's sleep, and we are back to see if the curse strikes again. If you're looking forward to seeing how we get on against Tottenham and Aston Villa, which remarkably are two relegation six-pointers for us, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM22 content from two long-term stories. You can find the Hemel save in the eye above, as well as the last episode with this one where we introduced the Crystal Palace squad and staff. And of course, you can also find the Twitch channel, regular live streams over there, and the football podcast up there too. But let's get cracking with Crystal Palace, because how it's happened, I don't know. But we have still had the perfect start. And it's not just the fact that we've won these games. We've been brilliant. I mean, you saw the game against Wolves. It was just like a completely different team. I think that performance in the second half could have beaten most teams in Europe. We then played West Ham, who were third in the division at the time. Not sure where they are now. I'm guessing a bit lower. They're still fourth. They've lost 4 games all season, and one of them was by 5-1 against us. Mepham scored an early corner. I mean, we've had a few back post goals from set pieces, which have been great. Mepham and the other centre-half, Tormaina, they're 6-3, 6-4. We get Campbell in around. It's a really targeted area. It's what I love to do in FM. Tyrese Campbell got a first-half hat-trick. We were 4 up at the break, and then Abdul Qadir added 1 late on in the second half. Did get a knock to Kenny Tete though, which meant the City result was even more surprising. Not just the fact we won it, but if we have a look at the lineups, we rested people. We had Tete out injured, so Segura played centre-half. We brought Bartos in for Saceres in central midfield to rest him, and Buemo played up front because Tyrese Campbell had a knock. He only came on late in the game. And we still won 2-1. I'm not quite sure how we've done it. It was an even game. We probably didn't deserve to win, but we certainly wouldn't deserve to lose it. We've competed with one of the best sides in European football. Manchester City are top of the league. They've lost 2 games and one of them was against us. And then against Everton after the international break, we were worried it might have dropped off. We might have lost that form. 38 minutes in, we were 2 up. An own goal from a set piece, a Saceres pen, and Godfrey made it interesting late on, but not enough to stop us. So we've managed 4 games with this football club. We've scored 13 goals and conceded just 3. So as well as being out of the relegation zone somehow, we've now got one of the better goal differences, in fact the best of that bottom 6. And if we can start to get results in these 2 as well, I really will believe. But I know it's a long season. We're only 2 or 3 injuries away from things going wrong. And we have got to bear in mind that we've had that new manager bounce now. Is it going to drop off a little bit? Are we going to start to see the fixtures come thick and fast at Christmas? And is that going to have an impact on what is a pretty weak squad overall? It's very deep, but it's not got a huge amount of quality. The club atmosphere is only good. Callum Styles is causing some trouble off the pitch, which is a little bit of a shame. But the managerial support is up. The start has been fantastic. And as you'd imagine, the fans are on board as well. I'm not quite sure how this one is happening. At Bristol City last season, we had a similar start there, but it was very explainable. We had brilliant attacking players, and we just had to get them scoring. Here, we've got a very average team at Premier League standard. It is one of the worst teams on paper in the league, but those key men, Campbell, Boyer, the 2 wingers have been fantastic. They're making us look one hell of a side. So Crystal Palace v Tottenham is the first of today's 2 games. Steve Holland is in charge there. We then place Villa, who are in the relegation zone. And if you take out Sheffield United on 8 points, there's 7 points separating 8th and 19th. So we could end this episode second bottom again, or we could well be looking at a top half finish. It could be that different depending on the outcome. We have also got January round the corner, of course. That will feature in the next episode. The finances as a club looking pretty decent. Not a massive budget left, but a lot of wage bill. Maybe a loan player, someone who can help the squad. But if Dougie Freeman can do that, we will be a really happy man. There is a little bit of work going on off the pitch. None at the moment in terms of potential staff in. But there were a couple of under-19s and 23 staff as well. And of course, you did meet the technical director last episode too. So the team is ever expanding. We're starting to look good. And I'm hoping by the time we get to January, Dougie Freeman will have a trick up his sleeve. Because by the looks of things, he's got to earn himself a new deal. Let's go and get into the first one though against Spurs. It is a Sunday kickoff. We played the Friday night last week, so we've had 9 days off remarkably. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin, who starts at Everton, is now here at Spurs. Why the hell are they fighting relegation? Bentancur, Diviner's made it to the first team. Calvert-Lewin and Isak the strikers. Harry Kane's still playing. What on earth is going on there? Højbjerg's still in the team. They've got Struijk at centre-half, Mere in goal, Guehi's out at right-back. I mean, surely that's a top-half side. They must have just had a poor start. Where have they been so far in this save? Let's have a quick look. They have been not great, it's got to be said. Last few years, 8th, 9th, 7th, 7th. They're not really pushing that top 6, are they? So let's go and get through our team selection. We'll pick the 11 we think can win. And I don't think there's going to be many changes because I'm pretty comfortable now that this is our first 11. And the only odd change is when we've got injuries or fatigue. Rankin Costello, the ultimate versatile player, is injured on the bench. So we'll bring on young Cameron Edwards, who I keep calling Carlos. I'll apologise in advance for all the times I do it. Because Luton had a winger called Carlos Edwards years ago. Played for Trinidad and Tobago. And I keep doing it. It's a force of habit. But that means our 11 for today is Grabara in goal. Tete and Mitchell the fullbacks with Mepham and Tormaina as centre-half. Taha, Boya and Sasares the midfield 3. Boya looking an absolute gem in that midfield role. And then Abdul Kadir off the right, Alanes off the left, and Tyrese Campbell. 7 goals scored, all since we've been in charge. And hopefully he can add to that tally today. We have got Teo back from long-term injury. He's the best left back at the club. But I can't take Mitchell out at the minute because we're playing superbly. So let's go and get into the first game of the day. If we can beat Tottenham and make it 5 in a row, I think we might have to accept that I'm a magician because I haven't got any other explanation for it. 5 changes for the visitors today. Lots of quality in the team. In fact, they've made a couple of changes from what was expected by the assistant, but not in that front 3. Arian Kalantari's on the bench. Oh, wow, he's involved. He's probably going to take over from Kane the next year or two. What a player. All bow down. It's the ultimate reunion. We didn't know we were having that. Oh, that's fantastic. I hope he doesn't come on because he'll definitely score. I tell you what, if Palace want to take him on loan in January, that'd work for me, Dougie. Go on, have a go, son. Let's get through the tunnel interview. A lot more of those in the Premier League and see if we can continue this fine start. I mean, even a draw just to keep the unbeaten run would be great. But Mitchell throws in from the left. We're on the front foot. Lanes with the cross, which is blocked. Bentancur will bring it away. Well composed back there. Dorrington down the right-hand side. Forced back, but Lanes intercepts. And we win the ball high up the pitch again. Lanes to the byline. Cuts it back. Sasares is there. 3 in the middle. Campbell's one of them. Is he offside? I think VAR will check that. It looked off to the naked eye. But again, 3 minutes in and we've got a wonderful attacking threat. Tyrese Campbell looks like a machine at this level. What are we giving? The goal is awarded. The dream continues with Crystal Palace. We're 1-0 up against Spurs. Can somebody explain this? I mean, let's be honest. We've put in a solid tactic. We've got confidence into players. We've taught them up. We've made them believe. And now we're a wrecking machine. I don't know how we've managed it. As Viña gets in down the left to Højbjerg. It might be a little bit too early to celebrate a win here because we're only 13 in. Bentancur back. They've got a great front 3. And Dominic Calvert-Lewin is one of them. Great finish with his weaker foot. It's 1-1. The celebration is over. As we're back with just over 20 on the clock, Spurs playing out from the back again. They are playing some really good stuff here. And compared to our previous games, probably only City have had this much of the ball. So it's one of the few teams we haven't dominated yet. As Kane gets it to Højbjerg, that's a great ball. Alfie Devine's in and it's 2-1 Spurs. I think the new manager bounce has officially ended. Because Tottenham are playing some lovely stuff. They are the 7th best team in the league. They've been there twice in a row. And we're struggling to compete. Maybe this one just a bridge too far. And now we've got to worry about relegation again. The party was fun while it lasted though. Let's encourage the lads. They're doing all right. And hopefully we'll get a big 15 to finish the half. Well, we reached the break with no further action. I think it might be the most subdued performance we've had so far. The old classic turning the game off. Oh, never close when you're winning. That's always the trick, isn't it? We should have gone longer. But still, we're competing in this game. It's pretty much level. And we've got a chance to nick something yet. As Tete wins it in his own box to Campbell. Lanes on the counter. The pace we've got with that front 3 is frightening. Lanes goes back though this time to Mitchell on halfway. He crosses it, takes on his man. Produces a brilliant through ball for Lanes into Tyrese Campbell. I thought he was offside, but it's not given. And Alex Mere forced into a smart save down to his right. Abdul-Qadir will take the corner. We've been so threatening from these. That one didn't quite reach its target though. Little bit too close to the near post and easy to head away. As Sassarez loses the ball in the middle. Not quite sure what happened there. Isak brings it downfield. He finds Calvert-Lewin. And they've got a world-class front three. For whatever's going on behind it with Spurs, Tormella forced into a good clearance. 5 minutes gone in the second half. It's a good chance, but we've not taken it. Well, 25 minutes to go. We're starting to think about changes as we're back. Picking the ball up in goal with Grabara. Can he play out from the back? He's normally going to. Finds Tete. Down the line to Abdul-Qadir and Boyer. Had a quiet couple of games since international duty, but back to Sassarez this time and Mepham. Out to the left to Lanes. He finds Sassarez again. Just need that through ball. Lanes produces it. Boyer's in. Oh, we might as well slag them off more often. Because as soon as we said he's had a poor couple of games, he makes a brilliant darting run, the Mazzala. Lanes produces a brilliant through ball. And we're back on terms again. Quarter of the game to go. Let's go and make a couple of changes. I'm going to bring on John Morcio on the right wing for Abdul-Qadir, who's a little bit nervous for some reason. And then I'm tempted to take Lanes off too, but he's playing quite well. So I'm going to leave the last two for now. In fact, Teo can come on for Mitchell, who's not had a great game. And we want an excuse to get some fitness into our prime left back. 15 minutes left. A point's a good result. 3 would be great if we could nick it. And Boyer, despite his goal, still not having the best game in the world. So let's get on Callum Styles. He's going to come on with 10 left. He is good in that role, despite his chaos off the pitch. And maybe he can nick us something. 4 minutes left. We've got a throw by the corner flag. Teo plays a 1-2 with Lanes to Sassarez. Into the box. Oh, Tyrese Campbell misses the target. That was a great chance. Ariane Kalantari is on for Spurs. But it's all Crystal Palace as Lanes has a free kick. 25 yards out. Left-footed angle. Can he curl it round the wall? Play short to Mepham. He reduces it. What a ball that is. Oh, what a set-piece technique. Short ball to Mepham, the big target man that everyone was marking. Laid it off to Morcio, who had acres of space. And in the 90th minute, the substitute has pile-driven one into the top corner. And now we've just got to cling on, but it's Ariane Kalantari. Not quite got the muscle for Premier League football yet. Tahar does brilliantly with him. Grabara downfield, finds Paul. Devine brings it into midfield. Tormena hoofs clear. We've got 25 seconds of stoppage time left. It could be 5 in a row. And this side is just relentless. Can we cling on against a brilliant front three? Bentancur's up there. The left back's got sucked in to bring someone off the ball. And Grabara makes a stunning save from Kalantari. So often the hero for us with Bristol City. Well, he was almost the villain early days in our Palace career. As it is, we block his cross from the throw-in. Why has the whistle not gone? Calvert-Lewin's ball's headed away. The whistle does go. Crystal Palace 3, Tottenham Hotspur 2. It's 5 in a row. I'm running out of words. I'm running out of explanations. Please someone explain it. What a team. A reunion with Kalantari, but it's heartbreak for him. This Crystal Palace side though, I think we're going to enjoy it. I really think we're going to enjoy this stint. How long can the new manager bounce last? Hopefully at least till the Villa game. We'll be back in a minute for it. Well, we're not just back for kick-off on Wednesday. The start of a real test for us. We'll get to that in a minute. But look at these messages. Financial fair play update. We're happy that we're going to pass. But now, Crystal Palace board make extra transfer funds available. With the way we're going in January, that could be lovely. It is. Oh! From about 9 million up to 23.5. Well, Dougie, you can have some fun with that. Make sure you don't waste it, eh? In terms of fitness tests, we've rested a couple of players from training for a day, but most of them recovered pretty well anyway. The reason that this game's so important, as we get to these spells of sort of 3 games a week, we had Spurs Sunday, we've got Villa today. I've earmarked the Chelsea game as the one where we can rest people, a bit like we did against City. If there's a game where we're going to lose points, we might as well take the one we're already likely to lose and rest people. And if we do get the lucky win like we did against City, then even better. But first team against Villa today, and then we'll rest them against Chelsea. What we want to do though is make it 6 wins in a row since we've joined. Remarkably, we still didn't get Manager of the Month for Crystal Palace this month. Not sure how Chelsea winning all their games is better than us winning ours, but there you go. We've also got Villa manager Marco Silva complaining he might get the sack if they lose this game. So there you go. And we've also got Tipple out on loan at Leeds, who's now scored 9 goals already in a championship this season. He's going to be a superstar when he comes back, hopefully before too long. Let's go and get through the inbox messages though. It is all about a big game, and it's still a big relegation 6-pointer. Don't be fooled by the fact we're now 11th in the league. We're 5 points above Villa. If they win that, they come out the relegation zone, and we're potentially just 2 points off the bottom 3, depending on how other results go. Hopefully, Sheffield United can be cut adrift a little bit. And let's be honest, if we win this game, maybe Villa start to get cut adrift as well. It's a very important match for us. We want to make sure we get a result. Now, let's see who's fit. Hopefully, the answer is everyone. It is everyone. So it's very simple. The same 11 will start. The same 9 will be on the bench. And we want to try and get a result. There's no point changing it because it's working so well. You've seen us win 5 in a row, 2 of them on camera with brilliant performances. Now, can we make it 6? Well, Marco Silva, clearly not quite as happy with his side. 6 changes to it. From what I can see in the outset there, maybe strengthening in some, weakening in others. Martinez is going to be hard for another keeper to be better than him, but it is the number 1. John McGinn drops to the bench, Pasalic as well. So the midfield is all changed, but Buendia, Target, Samare, all very good Premier League players. Let's tell the lads that we want to keep it going. Just have a quick look at how Villa have been doing. They are, recent years, 15th, 17th, 14th, 11th. So the last 4 years have been a gradual slide down the bottom half. And Marco Silva has not addressed that. So let's get into the first half. Try and assert our brilliant confidence. If we can get an early goal, who knows what the score will be. We've seen that against Wolves and West Ham already. And with 4.5 minutes gone, we're back in our familiar spot, attacking down the left-hand side. Tyrick Mitchell, who's really held off Teo well as the backup left-back. Taha, back out to him again. Plays a 1-2. Nice ball across to Boyer. He's got an overlap from Abdul Kadir. Oh, he could have cut in on his left. Went too wide. Cuts it back to Taha, though. His shot just wide of the post. I thought Boyer was going to try and get a flick on it. But in the end, it goes wide. 4 shots for Palace, none on target. We're still looking pretty good. It's 0-0, 15 gone. But it's a Villa corner with Emi Buendia into the front post. Oh, Grabara probably should have saved that. We've not had many disappointments this year. I'm going to give the lads a quick berate. I don't actually think we've gone behind first in a game. I know we went behind 2-1 against Spurs. But we've always gone ahead and got the first goal. As Tormeina gives it to Taha, out to Tete. Different situation for the lads here, but they're still looking decent overall. Though Boyer gives it away in the middle again. Maybe we are just falling apart now. Is that how quick the Palace confidence goes? Watkins delivers up to the back post. Oh, we are completely collapsing. This is not a good sign. Because as soon as we've let in a goal first and gone behind in a game, we've looked completely vulnerable. We've looked like a championship team. And this is going to need a big comeback. We need one before half-time, ideally. As Lanes gets it on the left. He picks it up from Mitchell. Can take on his man. To the byline. Got support, but delivers himself. Campbell's up. Falls for Abdul Kadir. Somehow misses the target. Cleared by Sorinola off the line. And we're back with a goal kick again. We've not been bad in this game. We've just let in a couple of poor goals. One from a set piece and one where we gave it away. Abdul Kadir's on the counter again, though. He releases Tyrese Campbell. Beats the centre-half for pace. But can't get past the second. Ends up shooting from the edge pretty poorly. And it's behind for a goal kick. Still 2-0 to Aston Villa. We've been the better side, I'd argue. But doesn't matter. The scoreline's what counts. And we might be about to suffer our first defeat. It's going to take a monumental turnaround here. So what we're going to do is pump the fist. We're going to tell the lads to do it for the fans. We've had no reaction. I think this could be the moment it starts to go wrong. Because the lack of mentality when things aren't just going your way is a bit of a worry. Now we have to test things without the new manager bounce. As Villa in again early in the second half to Watkins, Samare. Watkins again back to Douglas Luiz. Out to Datro and Sorinola overlapping on the right to the back post. Watkins up. Tete loses out, but it falls for Abdul Kadir. He can bring it away down the right. Can we get a counter on and nick a goal? Boyer back to Tete. He plays out from the back, but it's forced backwards. Villa pressing us really well. That might be the difference here, you know. Mepham to Tormeina. Into Taha, but we're going backwards. We're still not unlocking that door. We're not finding the forward pass. And Villa just forcing us to play in our own half. Saceres eventually releases Lanes, but it's a poor header. It's overhit. And it falls for Douglas Luiz. He releases the striker, Abdurrahman. In behind, beats the keeper. And that will surely be game over. Aston Villa 3, Crystal Palace 0. And this is either a crazy Premier League or we have completely lost the plot in this game. We're going to go attacking. We've got nothing to lose. I'd rather lose 5 than 3. But let's see if we can make changes. Lanez is shattered. And maybe it was one game too far for a few of them. Lanez off. Morcio on. Bartos will replace Saceres. And at the back, we'll do the same again. Mitchell's had a couple of poor games in a row now. So it might be the moment for Teo to come back in. Half an hour left on the clock. Can we at least get a consolation as Tete finds Tormena to Taha? I worry that this is the start of a poor run as well. The way we've been dismantled. Morcio down the left, the hero against Spurs. Can he create the start of an epic comeback? Into the box, it's a brilliant ball. Martinez couldn't deal with it. That's a fabulous ball from Morcio. Tyrese Campbell scores. That prevents the goal drought, which is crucial. Now can we tackle Villa's vulnerability? Can we attack their lack of confidence? We're going to encourage the lads. We've got 15 minutes to go. Can we get a second before the last 5 and make it interesting? I don't think we can. I mean, looking at the stats, there's not a huge amount to worry about. We've just conceded some silly goals. And we've had a poor day at the office defensively. If it stays just that poor day at the office, we'll be alright. But the fact of the matter is, after 5 straight wins, we now have our first defeat. And it's against the first side we've played in a relegation zone, which is so Football Manager I can't explain it. 3-1 Aston Villa, a little bit of reality setting in. And unfortunately, that's probably a bit more of a barometer of where we are. We've got a really tough few games coming up, a busy, compact, festive schedule. And the first time we've played 3 games in a week, we've not had that full week to train the lads. It's looked a little bit poor. So I'm concerned. But we've got a little bit of a buffer. 2 points separate us and the relegation zone. I mean, what a table. 5 points from Everton in 19th to Leicester in 9th. Anyone could get relegated. Anyone could get dragged into it. Let's have a look at the schedule, though, for when we're next going to be back. We have got a busy festive period. We don't know who we're going to be playing in the FA Cup yet. And the transfer window is going to be crucial. I know that we want to show the last game of the transfer window. So I'm tempted to come back a little earlier as a result. And I think somewhere around the Christmas New Year period is the place to be. I know we've got Chelsea at home, we've got big money Newcastle, but Sheffield United and Brentford, potentially winnable games. If we don't, we could be right back in the scrap. And with 4 successive games against 4 of the current top 8, I don't want to be starting January right in the thick of it. If you're looking forward to seeing what happens though, whether there's going to be any January signings and whether we do fall after a first defeat of the club, please do put a thumbs up on it. It was getting a little unrealistic, so maybe a smack back down to earth isn't the worst thing in the world. But I am really worried about the lack of confidence and what that could do. Fingers crossed we'll just spring a surprise against Chelsea and everything will be back to normal. If you're looking forward to finding out and you want to stay up to date, subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. Let me know in the comments what position you think Dougie will prioritise in January. Hopefully he'll use that increased transfer budget wisely, and in the next couple of episodes we can introduce some nice players to the club. Wouldn't mind an FA Cup run too. It was the main reason I was hoping to get clear. But it will depend on the draw and what position we're in when we're back at the start of January. Before this returns in 2 days' time though, we'll have another episode from Hemel Hempstead, our one club story. You can find that playlist in the eye above, as well as the podcast channel for loads of football discussion, the Twitch channel for regular live streams. There's loads of other stuff on this channel too to hopefully keep you entertained. But a massive thank you for watching our 5th straight win and our first defeat of our spell at Crystal Palace. The Premier League reality is about to set in. We can't let this turn into a bad run. I'll see you next time to find out if it has.